Hello again, welcome to Ken Knows Gambling. I figured session 12 was right at hand. I'd get that done tonight for an even dozen on this $300 series. And we're doing pretty good. We got our bankroll built to $400 now, and $400 in the envelope. That's a good thing. And I wanted to do one more session. I sort of screwed the pooch on that last one. We still come out okay. But I'm not used to markers, you know. I can see the board, I can see what the last one is and whatnot, but we don't have one here, so banker is red, player is black, and I'm going to keep them over here. And we're going to follow the chop. Follow the chop's been around a while. But I've never really taught it, and shame on me for that, because it's you know, instead of going for the streak, you go for the chops, and there's a lot of chops in Baccarat. So again, credit goes to Jimmy Mastery over there. I mean, I watched him today, and I enjoy one of his little parts where his cutoff is, and if you didn't watch the last episode, I'll show it to you this time. But, and then he's got these big old giant fucking cards. So, anyway, shout out again to Jimmy Mastery. Nonetheless, this episode is brought to you by Chris McCarty. He is sponsoring this show, one of my members. And speaking of members, through the end of the month, I have a membership drive. So any new member, remember, you got to email me so I can get it to you. But you're going to receive my envelope book, ebook, 25-page, pretty good read, and then all my downloads free of charge just for being a member, and that's my way of saying thank you for that. Remember, all strategies will go down sooner or later. The best bet in all the world is never to make the first bet, because gambling sucks. Now, a lot of Baccarat tables are at least $25 minimums. That's a fact. And so with $400, the way the cutoff is, I think I can get away with it. It's still not enough, but since I only want 25 bucks, I really need one win. But we're able to go for a few more. It really works, I think, with this bankroll. We can bet a little bit bigger. And let me get a burn card real quick. A 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to burn 5. And then you wait. You're going to wait. See who wins. There's a 2 and there's a 5. When he has a 5, it's a 4 through 7. And it's not. He will not draw. So he ends up with 8, 9, 10. He ends up with a 2. The banker's going to win that one. Because he has a 5. It's just rules, and I like going over them for you. When he has a 5 and he has to draw, then he's got to get a 4 through 7 or he won't draw. And in this case, he wins with that rule. Alright, so the banker wins that one. We're going to put it over here. Now we know what we're going to do. We're going opposite, which is following the chop. We're going to go player for $25. Okay? Pretty simple. Alright, there's a 4 and there's a 5. Again, he's going to draw 4 through 7 or he don't draw. So if he don't get a 4 through 7, then he gonna beat us, probably. So here we go. That is a 4 through 7. This is going to be the saving grace on this one. He has to draw on this one, but he's already got a 5, so we're probably going to get smoked on this one. Yep, and we're going to lose that one. So in this case, we're going to lose 25. But the banker won his second one. Alright. So we're still going to follow the chop. We're going to go player again, but we're going to go 50 on this one. If we lose this, we'll stop for a second. Here we go. I've never done this on my show, so now that's just one more thing I got to keep up with. All right. There's a 3. There's a 6. 6 or 7, he'll have to draw. If he gets a 6 or 7. And he did. So, he's got a 9 now. But he has to draw. This is the part of the rules that screws people. Right here. Remember, if he draws, but if he had a 6, it'd just be a tie. But if he has to draw the third card, what he does, a banker, is predicated over here. Okay? So, he had to draw 6 or 7, he has to draw. Well, he's going to have to draw big. You know, sometimes the rules help the banker, and sometimes, like this, it didn't. So he's going to lose. That's a 5. So the player will actually win this one. I like going over the rules as I go. But anyway, boom. We win that one. And keep it going. The player won that one. So we're going to take our money back. Whoops. Oh, no. Alright, so that means we're up a quarter. We'll do it again. Player won that. Now we're going to go to banker. Follow the chop. There's a 2. There's a 1. There's a 1. Actually ain't doing it right. That's a 1. And his 1 turns into a 6. It chopped, right? We're on the right side of it. Alright, so the banker's going to win again. Or we're going to win because we hit the chop. So banker wins. Boing, there goes the other chop. We're going to win our quarter. Alright. And I might do this one more time. Now we got to go to player. We got to follow the chop. Seven. 5. He's not going to draw, but he will draw on a 5. Okay. 4. Banker's going to lose on that one. We're going to win that one. So far, it's a choppy fucking table, and we're on it. So the player wins that one. Goes like that. We win another quarter. Alright? So right now, we're up 75 bucks. Which is all we need. So in this case, we're going to lock down the $50 profit. We're going to lock it down. We're going to go over to banker. If it loses, we're just going to be done. Because we're up in profit. We only needed 25 bucks. We're double that. We're fine. Let's go over here. Okay? And yes, I'm on banker. So here we go. If we win, we can keep going. If we don't, we're done. There's a 2. There's a natural 8. Banker wins. So we'll give the banker a button. Absolute chop. We're going to win another one. Alright. Now I'm going to guarantee myself 75. We're going to slide this back over to the player. Banker 1. Let's go over here on this side. Okay? If it loses, we're done because we're at over goal. This is just to try to get something. You could actually up and pull this if you wanted to. There's a 4 and a 6. Now remember, he's got to draw, but a 6 or 7 will make him draw. If this ain't a 6 or 7, he will not draw. Alright? And it's not. So there's 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 versus a 6. The banker will win this one. And we would lose it would look like this. Boink. But we're going to end up with our 75 bucks, and we're done. Now, let's just sort of play it out. We're done, but we're going to play it out. There's 2 bankers. So I'm going to fake this one just to see. So that's 2 bankers. We're still going to play the chop. Okay? So we're going to play the banker, but this time, since we lost, it'd be 50. Alright? There's a natural 8, but a natural 9. Alright, so the banker would have won that one. Alright, so what he would have lost that. Now, that would be 3 of these. That's Jimmy's. You stop now, because this is really going down a dark road. So now you're going to wait for the player to win, however long that takes, and then you can come back in at a bigger amount. There's the 9, so the player is going to win that one. All right, that was the phantom. So the player ends up winning this one, and now, since he had lost 2 of them, he's going to jump in at 50. I say you can probably jump in at 75, but you know he would, and I'm faking because I'm already done. He would come in not at a quarter now. He'd come in at 50 on the banker. We're just playing this out a little bit. There's a 6 versus a 2. He's not going to draw, and he will. And so then the banker loses. Player wins again. Alright, so he would lose that 50. Player wins again. And so now he's going to stick with banker, but now the bet would be 100. Okay? There's a 0. There's a 3. Now, this is your 38 special. He will draw on anything but an 8. Okay, so he has to draw, because it's anything but an 8. So he would draw, and he'd get a 3. That's a tie. Six versus a 5. He's not drawn, but he will. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. He's going to lose again. So here's what it looks like. He's going to lose the 100. Okay? Player 1 again. He's going to stop until the banker wins. I'm sort of glad it's working this way, so we can see it worked out. I quit when I was supposed to. There's a 0. Whoops. Yeah, we're waiting to see. And there's a natural 8. The banker now is going to win. So that means we're going to come back in this time. We've lost 25, then 50, then we stopped, then we lost 50, and then 100. And that's what we're actually down. So 150, 2, you're down 225. So I'm going to suggest you come in, since the banker will go opposite, I'm going to suggest you come in at a couple hundred. Alright, I'm just keeping up with it. Over here. Banker 1, we're playing the opposite. And let's see how this works out. There's a 6 versus a 0. He won't draw, and the player finally wins. Alright, player fucking wins. Like so. And we would get 200. I'm going to take it from the losses. There's 100. There's 200. Okay? Then, you bring it back. You're down only a quarter now. Alright, but the player won, so now you're going back with banker. Now, if you're only down a quarter, it's going to be up to you, but you can drop it all the way to say 50. Now, I think Jimmy's math is probably not quite this, but this is my math, right? And I can do it that. You can go from 200 to 100 if you want, but the whole idea is to drop. Get up from being high. So now we're at 50. We're on banker, and let's see if we can win that one. There's a 7, and there's a 1. He ain't gonna draw. He will. So the banker would lose. The player won. Okay? So now he loses that. Now we're going up to 100. Going opposite, we're going to go banker. And we're going to go up to 100. There's a 5. There's a 0. He'll draw no matter what. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got a 3 now. And he's got a 2. Banker's going to lose again. Okay? Now he loses 100. Now you got to stop again. So there's been several of these. All right? Got to stop again. You're going to wait for the banker to win. There's a 2. There's a natural 8. The banker just won. So since the banker just won, we're going to go player. This time we're going for 200 on the player. That's why I didn't have enough mind to be careful at $25 level. There's a natural 8. There's a 1. Player's going to win. Okay. Let's get this one. Player wins. But more importantly, I win 200 doing this. So there's 1. There's 175. Bam. And now after all that mess, out of all that stuff, I'm back up winning a quarter. So if I would have had the bankroll, that'd have been another quarter. But I had to go through a couple of these runs. But I won a lot of chops too. Okay? Very decent way to play, man. You're not risking one of those ladders, you know, where you just get caught on the wrong side of it. Next thing you know. But anyway, that's how I saw Jimmy play it. I think it's an intelligent way to play. I really, really do. I like it. I don't know if I like his cards better. You know, but I just wanted to show that again. I think it's a better show than the last one was. I'm not used to this. This just adds one more thing to my talking, paying, betting, teaching. You know, I think I did all right this time. And it worked out. It worked out. So, playing the chop. But I think, because again, you can play the chop, you can follow the shoe, follow the win, banker all the time, player all the time. That's pretty much all you can do. The rest is money management. But I think stopping at that level where you can only lose 2 in a row, and then you got to stop until something happens, to me, very intelligent. Very fucking intelligent. So, you know, go check out his channel, man. I mean, I hear good things about his baccarat stuff. I really do. So, I haven't, you know, I'm not gonna go buy nothing from him. You know, I'm just not. However, you can go over there and, you know, go to his website, go to his site, and do what you want, right? But I hear through the grapevine, he's got a lot of good stuff in baccarat. So there you go. That's about as much plug as I can give you, Jimmy. So all I know is I won $75 because that was my goal was 25. We got 75, and that's all I cared about. So pretty easy for us to get it. No real trouble. And remember these envelopes. I really want you to do all three, even on the little level, just to get your muscle memory. You're gonna need them, technically later. But right now, I'm just building this up a little bit. So, let's take this 75. Let's see if we can add to it yet. So there's 400, there's 400. All right, I can. If I go now, it ain't much. But if I go to 425, then I have 425. Actually, I got a little bit more, but that's okay. That'll help us for the next time. 425 plus 25. We're doing good. We're doing good. I'm actually got farther than I thought I was going to get, to be quite honest with you. But we started at 3, now we're at $425 and $425 in the envelopes. And I'm not worried about the 12 and 0, which we are, by the way. The fact that we're still alive and we're growing on both ends is the huge part. So I'll go back to craps tomorrow. I wanted to get that one because I knew I'd do a better job on that one. So I guess until tomorrow, until then, y'all, be great. See you, bye.